Welcome to Matazone HD Sportsnet, presented by the JMU Alumni Association. We're joined by track and field head coach Chereé Hicks for another Coaches Show. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we have tons to talk about this week. Fans that have checked out the schedule may notice that we've added a couple meets. This past weekend, we had the UVA Challenge, which was sort of a mid-season ad. And then this upcoming weekend, we're going to be at Bridgewater, just down the road.
Okay.
So for you and the coaches, what sort of goes into the decision sort of mid-season add those meets to challenge your player or your athletes in different ways?
Well, let's do each between Coach Rinker, between Coach Frias, and myself, we have different goals that we have for each group as far as where our group is, as far as the age range, and where they are in their training, because we all have different training programs, and how we're going to bring it together to work and mesh well for CAAs. And each group has kind of different needs. As you know, I coach the throws, Coach Rinker coaches the distance events, and Coach Frias coaches the sprints, jumps, and hurdles. And so with all those different events, there are different training ideas and philosophies as well as training needs for each group.
Gotcha.
And so with that, it goes along of how we select our meets, what each group needs at that time.
Gotcha. Well, a lot of that got to come together this past weekend. On Friday was the UVA Challenge, plus Carroll competed on Saturday there. But the big one was obviously the JMU Invitational on Saturday. We had great weather, tons of athletes competing. What did you think of the team's performance overall?
Oh my goodness, it was exciting to read the results, and I had to rewatch on Matazone. Thank you, Matazone, for airing it, and they actually did an excellent job of covering everything in addition to the throws. I was able to critique some of my athletes over Matazone, and so with that, it was an excellent meet. The girls showed up and showed out across the board. There were tons of personal bests, tons of seasonal bests, new ECAC qualifiers. People increased their ranking in the NCAA region. So there were exciting things that happened. Coach Frias, the whole coaching staff was extremely excited. The student athletes were excited, and it's a great boost to boost up our confidence, especially as we head into CAAs in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Now, as part of the JMU Invitational, we honored our senior class who's going to be leaving the program. What can you say about the seniors that have done so much for the program over the past few years?
Well, we are so grateful to them, to their parents, for loaning them to us for these last 4 to 5 years. We're grateful to them for their sacrifices, for the commitment, for their qualities that each individual has brought to the team to make our team stronger as a bond and as a whole in each area. Each person brought something to the table that our team just excelled from their aspect. And so we're just grateful to them, and we honored them at the meet, and we also honored them at a brunch the next day.
Gotcha.
To say our final goodbyes, and the underclassmen will miss them just as much as the coaching staff will miss them as well. So,
Gotcha. Now the team goes out to compete once again this upcoming weekend. Sort of two very different meets. We have the Penn Relays, which is one of the biggest meets in the country, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then a meet at Bridgewater, which is going to be a little smaller, but it's real close, right down the road from us at JMU. So what do you hope to see out of those two meets this weekend?
Well, there are two meets, once again, prepping us for CAAs. We have one more meet before that huge weekend. And so what we're looking for is to just keep the ball rolling, to keep fine-tuning some things, because that's what it's about, fine-tuning to make sure we're sharp for CAAs as a group.
Gotcha. Well, definitely stay tuned to JMUsports.com and at JMU Track Field on Twitter for updates throughout the weekend and the rest of the season. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.